Spotify shaken. VBTS breaks world record with the lightning streaming speed of Winter Ahead. Hello BTS fans. When silence became a storm. In the streaming era, where music is consumed faster than ever before, it's rare for a song to slow the world down, to make people pause, listen, and feel. Most hits explode in their first week, fade in the second, and vanish by the third. But once in a while, a song takes a different path. It doesn't crash into the charts with a bang, it drifts in, almost unnoticed, and then, suddenly, it's everywhere. That's the story of Winter Ahead, a song by Taehyung, known globally as V from BTS. A song that defied every expectation of the modern music industry. And ended up breaking a world record that no one thought was possible. Today, Winter Ahead holds the title of the fastest jazz song in history to surpass 400 million streams on Spotify. A record that not only stunned fans, but also caught the attention of jazz purists, pop critics, and industry veterans alike. This is the story of how a quiet winter melody shook the foundations of the music world. The roots of a legend. To understand the miracle of Winter Ahead, we have to start with the man behind it, Taehyung. Born in Daegu, South Korea, V grew up with a deep love for music that wasn't limited to just one style. Unlike many young artists, he was drawn not only to the high-energy beats of pop, but also to the timeless elegance of older genres, jazz, classical, and soul. In interviews, V has often shared that his grandfather introduced him to jazz. On cold winter nights, they would sit in the living room, the sound of vinyl records filling the air, Louis Armstrong, Nat King Cole, and Ella Fitzgerald. Those memories became part of him. They weren't just songs, they were feelings. As V rose to fame with BTS, fans noticed something. His voice had a texture that naturally suited jazz. Warm, velvety, and rich, with a depth that felt far older than his years. But while the world knew him as a K-pop idol, V always kept his jazz influences close to his heart. The conception of Winter Ahead. Winter Ahead didn't come from a business plan. It wasn't crafted by a label committee looking for a quick hit. It began as a personal reflection. During a rare break from his busy schedule, V found himself in the middle of winter, both literally and emotionally. The cold air, the quiet streets, the way the world seemed to slow down, all of it inspired him. He began jotting down ideas in a small leather notebook. Simple phrases like snow on the road, warm hands in a pocket, and a silent goodbye filled the pages. Those fragments became the emotional foundation for Winter Ahead. An unlikely genre choice. Choosing jazz in today's streaming era is risky. It's not a genre known for explosive numbers. Jazz thrives in intimacy, not in virality. But that's exactly why V chose it. He wanted to create something timeless, something that wouldn't be tied to trends. Working with a small team of jazz musicians and producers, V insisted on authenticity. The song would be built on real instruments, upright bass, brushed drums, a soft grand piano, and gentle guitar plucks. No heavy synths, no overproduction, no artificial gloss. And most importantly, the vocals would be raw. One take for most of the verses. Imperfections left in, to make it human. The sound of winter. When you listen to Winter Ahead, you don't just hear music, you feel a season. The opening notes are minimal, almost hesitant, like the first snowflakes falling on an empty street. The bass enters slowly, grounding the song in warmth. V's voice comes in, low, smooth, and slightly breathy, like a conversation you weren't supposed to overhear. Every element of the song is designed to create atmosphere. The swish of the brushes on the drum mimics the sound of snow being swept from a path. The gentle, lingering piano chords give the sensation of time stretching. The pauses between phrases feel like moments to breathe, to reflect, to simply exist. By the time the final note fades, the listener is no longer where they started. They're in V's winter, quiet, nostalgic, and endlessly comforting. The Spotify phenomenon. At first, Winter Ahead performed like a niche success. It entered a few curated jazz playlists, gaining steady streams from jazz lovers. But then something unexpected happened. Spotify's algorithm noticed unusual behavior. People weren't just listening once. They were listening on repeat. The song began popping up in playlists far outside the jazz world. Late night vibes. Chill hits. Study and focus. Even romantic dinner. And the streams exploded. From 1 million, to 10 million, to 100 million. Within weeks, it was everywhere. And then came the milestone, 400 million streams in record time for any jazz song in history. Global reactions. The announcement sent shockwaves through the music industry. Billboard called it a redefining moment for jazz in the 21st century. Rolling Stone described V as the bridge between generations. On social media, ARMYs celebrated the win with trending hashtags, fan art, and streaming parties. But it wasn't just BTS fans, casual listeners and jazz enthusiasts praised the song's sincerity. Some comments read, "This isn't just a song, it's a warm coat in winter. I don't usually like jazz, but this made me fall in love with it. It feels like the song understands me." The cultural impact. Winter Ahead did more than break a record, it brought jazz back into mainstream conversations. Young listeners who had never explored jazz before began searching for more. Sales of classic jazz vinyl saw a small but noticeable uptick. Cafes, bookstores, and even luxury brands started using the song in their winter campaigns. V had done something few thought possible. He made jazz cool again. Legacy and future. When asked about the achievement, V said humbly, "I just wanted to make something honest. If it can keep someone company on a lonely night, then that's enough for me." But fans and critics know this is more than just a one-off success. Many now speculate that V could be the face of a global jazz revival. Could Winter Ahead win a Grammy in the jazz category? Could it inspire more K-pop artists to explore niche genres? Could V release a full jazz album and tour the world's jazz festivals? One thing is certain, the story of Winter Ahead isn't over. It's just the first chapter. When music becomes memory. Years from now, when winter returns, people will press play on this song. And as the snow falls outside, they'll remember how it felt the first time they heard it. Not just a hit. Not just a record. But a moment. A moment when a voice wrapped around the world like a scarf. And reminded us that in the rush of life, there is beauty in slowing down.